Hey, what's up, everybody? Adam Arce with LowKick MMA, joined today by number 4 ranked Bellator lightweight contender Myles Jury, who's got a fight coming up against Sidney Outlaw on June 25th. Myles, how we doing today, man?
Doing good, man. Doing good.
Cool. First off, explain to us what's that on your shirt. It looks really cool.
Oh, this is Michael Myers, man, with a katana sword. So
that sounds like a movie I should be aware of, and I just exposed myself now.
yeah, no, it's John Carpenter's Halloween, famous horror movie. So I seen this, and I had to get it. I'm a big fan of John Carpenter's, the Halloweens. I like sci-fi and stuff, so I had to get it.
That's awesome, man. You know, as I was doing research for this interview, something jumped off the page at me as I was reviewing your career. Your first 3 amateur fights, you finished via submission. Your next 3 fights, you finished either TKO or KO. Then you turned pro, and your first 10 fights all ended via TKO, KO, or submission victory. Can you take us back to this time in your life? Did you just go places feeling unstoppable every day? And just talk to us about what that was like.
Yeah, man, I started when I was young. I had my first fight when I was still in high school. I remember going and knocking this dude out at a place called Cary Roops in Michigan. Had all my friends there with me and stuff. And I started young. I trained jiu-jitsu, wrestling. I started doing everything young. So, submissions, TKOs, everything, man. I just had a well-mixed bag of like skills. And that transition, once I went into just being a pro, and I was just running through guys, man. I was taking everything seriously. I was training hard, and and the level of competition wasn't up to where I am nowadays, and I've been for the past part of my career. But yeah, man, if I can finish these guys quick, definitely that's what I'm always looking to do.
Did that it was actually a 22 fight win streak, because after your finish streak came to an end, you went on to win 6 more fights against people like Michael Johnson, Takanori Gomi, and others. But did such success at the beginning of your career, did that kind of give you an ego that might have been unhealthy, or did you remain leveled throughout the process?
No, man, I ground myself. I'm around the right people, and my training keeps me well disciplined. So it wasn't really ego at all. You live and you learn, and through each fight, I felt like I was always learning. I was always getting better. So no, I didn't really feel too much of an ego.
Awesome, man. Appreciate you sharing that with us. I want to ask you a question about your fight with Sidney Outlaw on June 25th. Going into this fight, you're on a 2-fight win streak. You're rumored to be in title contention or next in line for the title should you win. So I want to ask you, is there any additional pressure knowing that this is A, the last fight of your contract, and B, that it also dictates your title contention?
You know what? Every fight has perceived pressure. And I feel like, whether title, no title, last fight, not my last fight, main event, whatever it is, through the years, I've kind of just understand that it's always perceived pressure. And I feel like, we're not playing chess, we're not playing checkers. And I don't want to lose. I want to win. I'm keeping that winning mentality. So whether, money, title, all this other stuff, I'm just a competitor, man. I want to win regardless. So to me, I think that's just all stuff in the mind. I'm kind of just staying grounded, what I need to do, and we'll see what happens. I go out there, I have a great performance, what I'm planning on doing. I'm coming in well prepared. So we'll see what happens, after the fight, and, if the stars align and everything, leads up to title shots and everything. Awesome. But right now, man, I'm just dialed in. I'm ready to go, 3 hard rounds against a good opponent.
Cool, man. Sounds like maybe that's something us fans think about, but you fighters, you're used to the pressure. It's no big deal to you guys, right?
Nah, man. No, I mean, this is what I do. You know what I mean? This is what I do. This is what I was born to do. This is my God-given talent. So I see the perspective that you're looking at it from, and, it's valid. It's one way of looking at it. But to me, I'm just kind of staying focused. Just another guy in front of me. I'm looking to go through and do my thing. So.
Cool, man. Appreciate your perspective on that. I want to ask you a question about something I saw on your YouTube channel. For any viewers that may not be aware, Myles has an amazing YouTube channel. He covers topics like just MMA fighter pay. He brings you behind the scenes in MMA. He also talks about real estate investing and things like that. One of the things that I wanted to ask you about is some of your biggest videos are on the topic of fighter pay. So that's what my next question is. In Bellator, they of course they let you have sponsorships, but they don't offer fight of the night bonuses. So as a fighter, which one would you rather have, that definite sponsorship money or the potential to win 50K for a great performance?
Definitely the potential to win 50K. And that, you brought up a good point, man. You know, I need to probably say something about that. Let's get some knockouts, you know, fight of the night bonuses going in Bellator, you know, fire everybody up, everybody kind of even extra more motivated. But, you know, I definitely would rather have that over, you know, having my own sponsors.
Yeah. Well, tell them I sent you. It was my idea. I'm sure that'll hold a lot of weight with everyone at Bellator.
There we go.
In one of your other videos, you were very honest and candid about your sponsorship pay when you fought Benson Henderson. In that video, you go on to say that you made $8.5 thousand roughly, and that wasn't as much as you thought you would make prior to signing with Bellator. You finished the video by saying now that Bellator signed with CBS, that you hoped that sponsorship money would increase. So I'd like to follow up and ask you, has that money increased since the deal?
Great question. I actually have a call with my manager today to talk about, you know, the sponsors, where we're going and what we have going on. You know, since it went from CBS, now it's on Showtime. Bellator's been changing platforms, so everything's just kind of new. So I really don't know. I don't have an answer for you yet.
Cool. I guess I'll have to follow up with you after that phone call, and you'll let me know then.
There you go. Yep.
Cool, man. You know, also on the topic of one of your other videos, if you're a viewer and you're watching this interview, make sure you go check out Myles' channel after. It's got tons of good videos. But one of the other things that it brought me to tears, and I checked the comments, it brought a lot of other people to tears too, so I'm not the only one. But it's this story that you tell about how you started your UFC career 6-0, and then you hit an 0-2 skid versus Donald Cowboy Cerrone and Charles Oliveira. You talk about how this loss virtually turned your life upside down. And then of course, you're rebounded by returning to the UFC and getting some good wins. Flash forward some years in your life, you rebound from that loss versus Benson Henderson with 2 victories, and now you're in title contention. So talk to me about how that initial experience, that initial UFC skid, did that callous you and prepare you for that loss versus Benson?
You know, as a fighter, you have a lot of ups and a lot of downs. And, you know, I was on a huge up in the UFC at that point in my career. And I was still young, you know, as a man. You know, I was early 20s. And once I lost one, my mind really couldn't accept it. And once I lost 2, it was almost like I was lost. You know, I really didn't know where to go. I really didn't know what, I couldn't explain it logically, because you know, I thought I was the best. I'm like, what is going on? And it just kind of led me down like a path of just a lot of doubt, a lot of, you know, negative talk. And, you know, I kind of had to hit rock bottom, you know, as was what I would call it, before I could actually start picking myself up. But, you know, I did it, man. I kind of went through it. I hit rock bottom, but my spirit is one thing I noticed, you know, once you go through those tough times, is your spirit never counts you out. You know, you have your thoughts, you have, you know, your surroundings, all this other stuff. But my spirit just knew that, hey man, let's get back on the horse. Let's get back out there, put all these wins and losses to the side. Let's go back to why I started, why I got going in this game. And then I, you know, climb myself out of that hole, you know, step by step, piece by piece. And each fight is a learning experience, you know, and this trains me a lot for life, not only fighting, man, but, you know, if you can make it in the fight game, chances are you're going to be successful in life, because it teaches you a lot of tools, you know, dealing with doubt, failure, adversity, and coming back from those 2 losses. Man, it just showed me is just adversity, you know, it's just stuff that's in your way. And at the end of the day, I just have to go through it. You know, losses, they come and go. I fight some of the best in the world. I have good nights. I have, you know, tougher nights, but that's all, you know, being a boss, man. That's part of being a boss. So, you know, going into this fight, I just feel I've been on losses, I've been on wins, and all that stuff. It's fugazi, man. It's all fugazi. It's who shows up that night, who wants it more, who's more motivated, who put the work in. And that's where I'm at right now. I'm just staying hungry, keeping that eye of the tiger.
I like that, Myles. Good mindset, man. Talk to me about the differences in being a husband and a father now, does that kind of help you stay in that mid-level in terms of not getting too high, not getting too low?
Yeah, my family grounds me. Whenever I kind of start, I have a lot of stuff going on in life, and I'm sure everybody does out there. But one of the blessings about having a good girl in your life, having kids, is it really grounds you. Gets you back to what's most important in life. It's we don't have much time here, and no matter what I'm going through, I always come back to that. And as far as how has it changed, man, my life's completely different. And I'd say the biggest thing is I'm selfless more. I wake up and, my kids come first, my my wife, I'm not waking up just being selfish. Like, hey, I'm, screw everybody else. I'm going to do whatever I want to do today. It's, about kids, and my empathy has gone up a lot more. But that, what, honestly, that's what I really like about the fight game though, because that just gives me an excuse to be like a kid again and just be selfish and kind of an asshole, because everybody gets it. I'm in fight camp. I have a fight coming up. So this is like the last pure thing for myself, as I've gotten older, kids, wife, business, things that come with when you're growing up. I do a lot of it for everybody else. I serve a lot of people every day. And, but when it comes to the fight game, this is mine. This is all about me. So it gives me an opportunity to feel like a little kid again.
That's sick, man. That kind of echoes what we heard Beneil Dariush say about his fight with Tony Ferguson. He says that, all day he's forced to be selfless, and when he gets in the cage, he gets to be selfish. That sounds a lot like what you just said right there. So the last thing I want to wrap up with is, without a doubt, the two biggest headlines in the MMA space right now is Poirier McGregor and Woodley versus Paul. So if we could take those fights one by one, if you could give me as detailed as you can get, your prediction for Poirier versus McGregor.
God, man, first off, going into that fight, when you look at it logically, 1-1, both guys dominated the other guy. So, I mean, logically, it's a toss up. It's one of those fights. Obviously Conor, the striking, left hand, I think he has a little bit more of the power advantage. Poirier, I think, is a little more durable. Obviously, he's mixed it up a little bit. He's learning calf kicks. He's grown a lot as a person. But if I had to choose someone, I would just say Conor, because I think he's coming off of a big learning experience with losing, and I think him coming back, I think he's gonna be motivated, grounded, and when you have a motivated and grounded Conor McGregor that's taking stuff seriously, that's very, very serious. I think he's a threat for everybody. So I'm going to lean towards Conor in the rematch.
That's interesting. Before his last fight, people were saying motivated McGregor. I'm sure you heard that. Now you're introducing grounded McGregor. So that's who we're putting our money on this time.
That's what I'm feeling. Yeah, man. Yeah. I'm excited for that one though. That's a dope fight. And yeah, that's going to be going.
Cool, man. Let's wrap it up with your prediction on Woodley versus Paul. Tell me what you think is going to happen, and how do you feel about this whole circus? Who do you want to win?
Well, first off, I love it. I think it brings more eyes to MMA. Obviously you're getting, MMA fighters are getting paydays out of it. It's entertainment. There's a big entertainment value from it. You can't hate on Logan Paul. I mean, my man is just very successful, from Disney to YouTube, and now he's doing boxing. You know what I mean? He's playing it smart. He's doing what's best for him and his team. And I get it, man. I think he's entertaining from a fight perspective. Yeah. And also you have Tyron Woodley, who again, he's proven himself time in and time again. He knockouts, former champion. I mean, he's done it all. He's a little bit older now, but he seems to me like he's fired up to go out there and make a statement with Paul. So, man, I congratulate Paul for stepping up. This is actually a real fighter. But I'm gonna lean towards Tyron in it. One, because he's training hard, and I think he's taking it seriously, seeing what happened to Ben Askren. And two is I think it's a little too soon to take this step up against somebody like Tyron. You see boxers, when they come out, they usually take 10, 15, 20 fights before they fight anybody that's legit. What is Paul, 3-4-0 right now, and he's fighting somebody like Tyron. Tyron's shown that he's got power. He has good boxing. So I think Tyron's gonna beat him.
Yeah, I agree with you, man. Do you agree that MMA needs this victory though, or are you kind of just like whatever happens, it's just a bunch of fun?
You know, look, here's the thing. To me, is I don't think the MMA needs anything, the community, because if this was a true one-on-one fight, we'd beat all their ass. So
Well, we know
what it
that.
is it's the perspective that they're choosing one realm, what they're dominant, and our courageous fighters are stepping out of their comfort zone to go battle these guys in their forte. So when I look at it like what's real, what's not, is I'm like, yo, if this was a real fight, you guys wouldn't even last. You guys don't even come over to our game. So I don't think the MMA community needs anything. I think anybody that looks at it and knows what's up, knows the fight game, would just see that. I think the MMA community is already winning by just stepping up and entering. You know, guys like Connor, guys like Tyron, even Ben Askren. You know, going out there and giving it a shot. You know, when everything's staked against them. To me, that's a true competitor. That's what competitors do, and I think the MMA community is winning with that.
Absolutely, I completely agree. So I appreciate your time here today, Myles. Is there anything you want to get off your chest, tell your fan base, maybe a prediction for your fight? Anything you want to say?
No, I just say enjoy the show, man. Working hard and ready to go out there, perform, and just be the best, man.
Cool, man. We're going to put some of the videos that I talked about earlier in the description, try to get some people over to your channel. I appreciate your time, man, and I'll talk to you again soon.
All right, thanks, bud. Good chat.
Make sure to subscribe to the LowKick MMA YouTube channel for all the latest news, event previews, and interviews with some of the biggest stars in MMA.